Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Don't shoot. Which I need some proof. Just watch my videos, man.
Video and then, you know, just showing all your 2,500. I said, okay. All right, that's good with that.
68 hours, so it was $2,075.60.
I work like 70, I don't remember, like 73, 74 hours. I made like 3,400, close to 3,500.
I made $2,001.
62 hours, and I had 2,400.
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Man, what's going on, people? Drum roll. Guitar. Piano. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what time it is. Here we have another winner of the 2 racks a week challenge, man. Let's get it. Here we have Michael. Michael, go ahead and give a personal introduction, man. Let them know which market you driving in and which platform do you mainly drive on.
Oh, yes, for sure, man. I'm on Austin. Austin's my market. I drive both apps, Lyft and Uber. I used to only do Lyft, but I figured out multi-apping is the way to go.
Okay.
Well, also, I only had access to Lyft at first, but multi-apping it is.
Okay, not too shabby. And since this is the 2 racks a week challenge, man, let the audience know how many hours and how much money did you make?
Oh, it was, I'm pretty sure it was like 67 hours for $2,030, somewhere around that. I had a lot of dead times, and it was honestly, I had a lot of setbacks that week, which made it even more impressive because without those setbacks, I know that I could have made more money in less time. So it was pretty good either way.
Okay, and you was multi-apping around those times too, right?
Yeah, I had a promotion with Lyft for the first 3 days, and then it was Uber the rest of the week, and it was pretty good.
Do you remember the promotion?
Yeah, it was like $145 on Lyft for 50 rides, so that was like so easy. And then Uber was giving me a couple of good rides, so I just kept going until the end of the week, and it was pretty good, man.
All right, good, man. Not too shabby, man. Not too shabby. So, how did you even get, started into like doing Uber and Lyft?
Oh, that's a pretty interesting story. So I've only been in the U.S. here in Austin for about a year. I came in last year around this time, and I moved in with my girlfriend. I was like, yeah, I'll just work on anything. And I actually started working at a warehouse, and that was pretty heavy. I hated it with passion, man. But I only lasted there a month. I said, I'll give these side gigs a try. I tried DoorDash, Uber Eats, and I didn't like it. And then I decided to give rideshare a try, man. And the very first day, I got like $100 in 2 hours, and I was like, oh, this has a lot of potential.
Changed your life, huh?
It changed a lot, yeah. Mm-hmm. It wasn't all that good at first, but it was definitely a start seeing that there was potential in that. I've never ever done rideshare before that. It was pretty good.
Yeah, what year was this again?
Oh, this was last year. I moved into Austin last year, yeah.
And where'd you say you moved from?
I'm from the DR. I was raised in the Dominican Republic.
Okay. All
right. Yeah, I was born in New York, but I was raised in the DR.
Okay, well, shout out to the DR. So you came there, moved in with your girl, started working a warehouse job. Which what company was it for?
It was for Amazon. Man.
Amazon. I was gonna guess that, man. Bro, I know exactly what you mean, man. You got the warehouse.
It was tough, man.
You putting packages in that little, bag thing. I know exactly what you mean, man.
It was tough, man. I don't want to say anything bad about the company. I gotta say people were nice, but the job itself, I'm just gonna say it's not for everyone. And I didn't last a month there.
Same here, man. I actually got fired, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, it's interesting, man. So at what point did you know, like when you was at the warehouse, was something going through your head like, all right, man, I know I'm not gonna be here long. Like
Yes,
something's had to
dude. It
change.
was the first week. I was like,
Mhm.
damn. There's a lot of benefits in this. Second week, my feet were hurting. Even with the shoes that they provided that had a lot of support, that helped. But even then, I was just questioning my life choices, man. I was like, damn, why didn't I prepare better? Why didn't I
Mhm.
get my master's? Why didn't I study? Why didn't I think what I wanted to do? It was tough, man. And by the third week, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I can't anymore.
Right, right. And who told you about like cause you say you start off with DoorDash, right?
Oh yeah, and I think it was my girlfriend. She said the sign up process was pretty easy. I tried DoorDash, Uber Eats, and I found a lot of issues with that. I didn't really like it. Like you can't go out at any time and make it work.
Mhm.
So it wasn't really working out. And then I was a little reluctant to start ride sharing, but I just did it one day and it was pretty good.
Right.
And then I just kept going.
Mm-hmm. So you made that $100 in 2 hours. That's kind of similar to my story. I think like my first day driving, I was out there like 3, 4 hours, made like $120. I'm like, oh shit, this is life
Yeah,
changing.
that was probably was their plan to get me hooked up. I
That's
remember it was
fine.
like a $50 search. I've never ever seen that again. I
Hey
saw
man,
that $50 ride bonus. I didn't even know what it was since it was my first day. I was like, oh damn, how can I get this again? Yep, never again.
hey man. Hey, now look at you making, 2 racks, man. So once you left the warehouse job, you started to drive, so you pretty much once you start doing like the actual trips instead of deliveries, you pretty much been doing this full time ever since, huh?
Not really. I actually had another transitioning
Okay.
from another job after that. So when I first did started doing ride sharing after I quit that job and after I tried DoorDash and it didn't work out, I was only averaging like $800 a week, and I was like, I was still learning about everything, engaging with the community. That's around the time I found out your channel and other channels from the Rideshare Garage. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't making a lot of money back then. I was actually pretty desperate, a lot of negativity going around.
Mm.
And one day I received a call, and I received it. I got into another job. It was a work from home, and I stood with that job for like 6 months. And after I got laid off, I started doing ride sharing again. And now
Right.
it's that I'm going in, making 2 racks and doing much better.
Yeah, shout out to you. So what was the mindset shift, because you say you went from 800, then you went back to, working a job, at home, got laid off. Then I guess you just, really hit it hard. So what type of like how did you readapt your mindset in order for you to hit 2 racks?
That's a really good question, man. Because it's just as you say. It was a process from making like not much money going into that job. It was customer service from home. I didn't like that either. I felt like all I did was work and go to sleep. Schedule was pretty bad, and I
Mhm.
got laid off. And that happened because I was actually in a very comfortable zone. I was like, yeah, I'll just stay here. Maybe I can get a promotion, and then I got laid off just like that. And I was like, you know what, man, no one's going to look out for you. You just got to work hard and work on yourself. And
Right.
then I took that drive with me, that little pent up frustration, and took it with me to ride sharing. And that's when it happened.
Hell yeah. It's like that, man, because that's kind of how I am. I work off of anger. It's like I'm always pissed off. And that's like, for real, like that's like my fuel. It's just like I think for a lot of people, you have to get to a certain point where you just either get mad or some type of life changing event where you have to change, and that's what what really does it. So once you got laid off, you was mad. Like, what exactly did you do differently? As far as did you put more hours in? Did you start at different times? And what was the mental roadblock that you had to get over?
So it first started with me putting in more hours, but I did
Mhm.
have a mental block back when I was only averaging like 800 a week. I like to play a lot of games. I like to just be
Okay.
home doing this and that. So, man, when that time, 10 a.m., when it got to that time and it just died down, I was like, oh my God, I just had that itchy feeling inside me. I want to go home.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
So that really changed. I was like, you know what? If these companies are not gonna give me anything, no good jobs, and I was, you know what? Well, before I started ride sharing again, I was still getting these offers, and it was for the same thing, just not good, like mediocre jobs. And I was like, you know what? I'll just work for myself. And after I thought about that, I started hitting those 1,500, 1,700, 2,000, and it's been much better since then. It was I think that was when I hit rock bottom in that aspect.
Yeah.
When I kept getting those same jobs, it's like it's nothing's gonna change if I don't change it myself.
Exactly, man. Shout out to you, man. Cause I'm glad you said that, and that's the truth, man. Cause a lot of people think, oh, if I'm working a job, maybe it's hard, maybe it's not hard, but for most people, it's not really hard. They get complacent, like you said, and it's okay. Maybe I'll just try to, just try to move up in the company, take my time, and I can still
Mm-hmm.
have, just work 40 hours and still have free time. But I think for a lot of people, it doesn't really cause them like happiness. They get frustrated, or situation like you get laid off. A lot of companies have been laying off workers now, and it's like, now what you gonna do, man? That's where you gotta, you know, dig deep within yourself and like, damn, what am I gonna do now? Like, who am I as a person? Like, why am I in this position that I'm in now, man? So yeah, talk about that transition. Like, once you got like laid off, man, like, what was going on through your head? Was it like, oh fuck, like type of moment, or you
It
just
was
knew
like,
like, all right, I'm just gonna go back to rideshare?
yeah, it was no, dude, it was that I was really mad, just as you were saying. I
Mhm.
remember one of your old videos, you were saying it was like the same for you. You were working like two jobs, and then you was like, I can actually make more money on this. I mean, it's tough. I don't think you have that realization until life smashes
Mhm.
you in the face. It's life is good, but not easy.
Yeah.
And I think the transitioning process for me was like, damn, I'm just gonna keep getting this mediocre jobs. You know what? I'll just make like 100K a year and then be mad. Go to LinkedIn and look and post it here. This is what you missed out on. Look at my discipline, time management. This is how much I'm
Mm.
making of myself.
Mhm.
Obviously, that's kind of petty. I'm not going to do that, but that was my,
Yeah, yeah.
the process in my mind. I was like, yeah, I'll just do it myself, and then you guys are going to regret you didn't hire me. And you know what? I'm much better now.
Yes, exactly, man. Because you got the why are you much better? I don't want to answer your question. Why do you think you're much better now compared to like 8 months, a year ago, whatever? Like, what type of benefits from like working on yourself and being disciplined and driving Uber has helped you out in life?
It was pretty much, I guess, ride sharing's helped with two things, which is discipline and time management. As I mentioned, I had that itchy feeling of just coming home and playing games or do other stuff. Just as you've mentioned in other interviews, distractions, man, you gotta try to organize yourself. And now that I have done that, now that I'm on the correct path, have I can just get my 60 hours in and I still have time to do other stuff. Now
Yeah.
I have time to play my games if I want to or do other stuff
Hmm.
and still get those 12 hours out of the way.
Exactly, man. Like, it's just time management. Like, you really have more time than what you really think. And I think a lot of people are, well, I don't think, I know a lot of people are unaware of how much time that they waste, on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis.
Yeah.
And then once life smash them in the face, it's like, oh, now they get all nervous. Cause I've seen it. I pick people up. Oh yeah, I'm about to get laid off, or I just got laid off. I don't know what to
Yeah.
do. It's like they in panic mode. It's like, damn, what you been thinking about this whole time? Like, you was just comfortable and just living
Yeah.
life, and just whatever happens, happens. Now you gotta actually readapt and think, man. So that's that's a good story, man. Good story to hear.
It certainly is, man.
Yeah, how did you even uh like find out about my channel or come across the 2 Racks a Week channel? Like, you was just doing research. Like, what were you looking for? Because obviously you had some type of problem if you was doing some research. What were you trying to solve?
Yeah, of course. You know, when I first did it, got my first $100 pretty quickly on the first few days. I'm very tech savvy, so I like to do research so I can do stuff efficiently. I don't want to go out there not knowing what I'm doing if I could be doing it better. So I got into these Facebook groups and for my market, watched a lot of videos, which was really bad at first. You know, there's a lot of negativity going on
Mm-hmm.
around, not relevant information, and a lot of people that don't know what they're saying, man. And then I found your channel. I found another channel. It was Eddie from Driving in Style. He
Yep,
drives
yep.
in my
Yeah, I was about to
market.
say, yep.
He's in Austin as well, and some other guy called Tristan. And I was like, damn, these are the guys that I gotta follow, man. These, I mean, nothing gives a better vibe than a track record. Like, if you're
Yeah.
showing me numbers, that's all I need. Like, all the other people are just all talking. I don't need that.
Mm. Absolutely, man. It's a lot of negativity out there, man. And
Yeah,
and it's funny
it is.
because the guys that's really complaining, they don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't really look at them, but I assume that they don't. I guarantee that they're not showing like their weekly numbers. Like
They
I
are,
want to.
man.
If you complain, that's fine, but it will make it more valid. Let's say you drove 60, 70, 80 hours. Then let's say you make like 1,300 and you complain about that. That'll be valid, but okay, like he busted his ass and this how much you made. But
Yeah,
most of them,
man.
they not out here
The
like
thing is, complain and do something about it. Just don't just complain and sit back and be a keyboard warrior,
that.
man.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what made you want to be, part of this, 2 racks a week? I'm gonna say families, what made you want to be a part of it?
I know it's been quite a couple of us. I've been trying to follow up with all the interviews, man, and it's mainly, as I mentioned, lots of negativity going on around. I know one of your channels is probably one of, if not the most relevant one, along with the other guys from the Rideshare Garage that have good information, man, and we're all here to help each other, right? We all have our strategies. Things are tough. I know I keep hearing these things that how fares were much better back then, but it is what it is. You got to work with what you have. And I mean, if you are making it, if other people are making it, that's like all we need. The proof is there. You just got to go out there and do your stuff. And if we can share our story or strategies, that's I mean, we can relate. I can relate to being in that bad position, being overwhelmed by all the negativity. So I'd like to
Mm,
help other people get out of that zone as well.
yeah, I completely understand, man. Once
Yeah.
once you hit that two, that comma 00, who was the first person that you told that you made 2 racks?
Oh my God, it was my girlfriend.
Yeah, of course. What did she say?
She was like, "Congrats," because she knew that I was busting my ass during this week. And as I mentioned, I had so many setbacks, man. I had so many errands at around 9 a.m. and it took hours off my day for like 3 days. I
Mm-hmm.
also had a stomach ache and I woke up at like 3 a.m. Had the worst stomach ache of my life. I was beside an $11 search. I missed on a scheduled ride. Everything went wrong, and and I still managed to hit it. It was
Yeah.
pretty early on Sunday, so I still had some couple hours off, but it was pretty good. That if I could hit it with all those setbacks, anyone can.
Yeah. Exactly, man.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, okay. Now once since you hit it, was it as hard as or such a milestone that you thought it was gonna be? Because I'm pretty sure like you seen like some of the winners, listen to some of the interviews, where you thinking like, damn man, this is gonna be like a grind to try to hit 2,000. Like what was your mindset coming into it, pre $2,000?
I thought it would be hard because some days you can't get to that goal like 270, 333, whatever it is, and you find yourself with like 2 3 days not hitting that goal, and you're like, damn, I'm not gonna hit it, but you just gotta keep going, keep your routine, and it's gonna average back up. Now that I did it, I know that I can do it again and more
Mm-hmm.
efficiently. So it's just about trying to keep yourself inside a set of rules and don't slack off, and that's it. I mean, there's a lot of strategies out there. I do have a lot of strategies I would like to share, but it is what it is. Just try to keep yourself within your own rules.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's not as hard as people think, man. I
It's
think
not
the
really that
hardest,
hard.
yeah, the strategy for most people is really simple. The more time you put in, the more hours you put in. But
Right.
like I always say, what gets in people's way is people mindset, first and foremost, the story that they tell themselves or the stuff that they believe, and distractions. You know,
It is distractions, man. Yes.
distractions will kill your pockets if you know everybody got some type of vice. Man, your vice will prevent you from hitting 2 racks a week or hitting your goals in life, man. So you got to
That's how it is.
sacrifice. Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
can't be making up excuses for anything. That was me back then. I was just like, I was looking at my hours. I knew I was not getting 60 hours in, but I was still finding some way to make some excuses. I was like, yeah, I don't have access to Uber. I only have access to Lyft. These other drivers have the
Yep.
advantage over me.
Yep.
It's dead at this time. My market's not helping. Nah, man. I could have done it back then. It was my mindset, definitely.
See, thank you, man. I'm glad you acknowledged that.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, holding yourself accountable because let's say if everything, let's say hypothetically speak, everything you just mentioned, let's say it was true. What is that gonna do for you? Because if you're not bringing money home, your girl, she don't want to hear about the drivers and all these excuses. You got to get shit done.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it only matters if you get it done or not.
Mm-hmm. It's binary. Did you win or did you lose, man?
Yeah, that's something that it always stuck with me every time I hear it. I mean, sometimes I really watch a lot of your videos because they're really motivational, man. You're out here helping a lot of us, so I really appreciate it. It really helps out. It really helped me out in the process to be on the right path. I know it's a journey. I can still get better. A lot of us can still get better, but it does help out. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. And I want you to kind of stay like right there from last year, let's say a year ago. What's 2022? Like in April 2022 from April 2023. How has your life improved?
Uh,
Like outside of driving, just from I guess watching my videos, and working on yourself, like self development.
to be honest, man, it's been quite the journey, and I can't say it's been like the most drastic change because honestly, it's only been for the past 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I had that job from home. I had it for 6 months. So it's only been two months since I got back to ride sharing, and that's when everything changed. So
Okay.
just 2 months back, it's been quite the change. Like
Yeah.
I'm getting much more money, which is helping be more mentally stable. I mean, everywhere in the US is expensive, especially if you're on a traditional job entry level. And I mean, that's nothing wrong with that, not your fault. But it is expensive regardless. So 2 months back until now, it's been much, much better. I'm trying to implement other things into my routine, go to the gym, work out, other stuff. But the thing is, I'm actually looking forward to making my 2000. I'm actually looking to the next best thing throughout the day. I'm looking towards finishing my shift so I can come home, play games, this and that. Things that
Okay.
I didn't, I wasn't disciplined to look forward to the next best thing. And when you can view things that way, you won't get mad about anything.
Yeah, it's more structured.
Yeah.
Love his video. What games do you play?
Oh, dude, I play fighting games mainly. I actually play competitively. So
Oh,
I
really?
play
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm so into it. I play like I don't know if you've heard of Street Fighter,
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball, all those games competitively. I was actually a national champion back in the DR. So I'm trying to take it to the next level here after I
Okay.
establish a little bit and settle. But that's another story for another day.
Okay, yeah. So that's kind of like your why, like in a
Yeah.
sense, or is it your why? I mean, I don't know.
It's what do you mean why?
Like pretty much why you doing this in the first place? Like what's
Oh
keeping
yeah,
you
I mean
out there to drive, to make 2 racks a week, to
certainly,
be consistent?
if I could, I would pour all the money into, getting my content creator thing started. And I will eventually start on my YouTube, Twitch, and create content towards those things. But I mean, it'll be a journey as well. As of right now, I just need to
Mm-hmm.
be mentally stable and
Mm-hmm.
try to work on a business, investments, and all of that. And it's just the first step, making 2 racks a week.
Exactly, man. That's what I like to hear, man. Yeah, because it gives you some type of. I think for most people, it's like they have like an epiphany within themselves. Once they hit, $2,000, it's like, damn, what have I been doing? Like I've been, selling myself short this whole time, man. I've been trying to go from job to job, being miserable, and then I get on the ride share. It's like, all right, fuck it, I go hard, be disciplined. Then you like, oh damn, I made 2,000, or sometime, way more than expected. You like, all right, man, I'm much more capable of, doing
Doing a
greater
lot of
things.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So it's just the start, for a lot of people, man. So shout out to you. So what type of advice would you give for like the new drivers that's coming on, or the existing drivers who have not made 2 racks a week?
So there's actually something I missed earlier. I was also listening to audiobooks. There's this one book that helped me a lot when I started ride sharing again. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's so good, man. That book it speaks about you have to drop your sense of entitlement. You don't deserve anything, and I could relate a lot to it because you like all this negativity about ride sharing. You're like you're always thinking, oh, I deserve better fares. Uber and Lyft are taking all of our money. Just drop that, man. You don't need to be thinking like that. Just go out there and work with what you have. Try to, as I mentioned, keep yourself inside a set of rules. I wake up at 3. I have an alarm at 3:30. I try to be on the road by 4, and just get those quick hundreds out of the way easy. When it's at that time around 10 a.m., I multi-app, just try to push through and get that 300 out of the way. Another strategy, I do use an app called Sketty, which schedules right for you. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I don't think so. I think I've heard something else, but not.
It's called Sketty, and basically, I just get a scheduled ride sometimes at 3, 4 a.m. I start off the day with $50 already, man. It really helps out. So it's all those little things that end up adding up. Obviously, weekends are gonna be much better, so hit weekends hard. But it's basically just try to grind it out. Wake up early. Don't be discouraged by the dead times. Try to do something worthwhile, like you yourself. I see you doing push-ups in between trips. That's genius, man. I try to listen to audiobooks, podcasts, even comedy, whatever. Just don't shut the app off. Don't go home. Just get it out of the way, and you'll feel much better. Because whether you like it or not, man, time's gonna go on. So do you want to end up the day with $300, or do you want to end up the day with 150 and be salty about it, or with 0, whatever? Like 1 week from now, it's gonna still you're gonna be there. Do you want to have 2,000 plus or 800? It's just that simple.
Absolutely, I agree with everything you just said. And the beautiful thing is, let's say if you fall short in a week, man, once Monday starts, a whole new week. So, it's you can make it happen, man.
Yeah.
I also think for a lot of people who have excuses and all these complaints, man, just go back to like your last 4 weeks and just see how much effort that you really put in. Like, what was your input and what was your output, and then look at the results. And fuck the excuses, and forget the stories that you have to tell yourself. Just, hey, numbers don't lie. If you've been drove 19 hours in a week, 20 hours in a week, and you got bigger problems than talking about, oh, well, we need to get paid more. You ain't gonna drive anyway. They could pay you $100 an hour.
And you're still not gonna
drive. So what difference do it make?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. That's how it is, man. Well, before we get up out of here, man, I want you to answer this last question, for the people who are going to be watching this, man. Why is this 2 racks a week challenge, so important?
No, man, it's really important because I think I've heard on your other videos the challenge. A lot of people were saying money. Money is good, but I don't think it's the reason why it's important, man. Like, you can discover so many things about yourself. For me, one of the other breaking points as to why I discovered the challenge was important was when it was like around 10, 11 a.m. It was dead. And I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna go home. And then I stopped there for a second and I asked myself, wait, why am I failing? Is it because I'm gonna go home and play games? And when you ask yourself these questions, man, and you dissect why you're failing the challenge, is when you can tackle those points and actually grow. Because when I say it, drive 60 hours, it's pretty simple. But unless you ask yourself these things and actually tackle them, that's when you actually grow as a person. I think the challenge helps you with time management, with discipline, to see why you're failing. It is tough to tackle like 60 hours in a week, 70 hours for the first time. But when you hit up on these rocks and you ask yourself why you're not making it, and you can overcome these obstacles, that's when you can grow. And I think that's what's important about the challenge, that you can actually view all of these things in just a week time frame. And if you fail, you can just try it again. I mean, I've learned more in 1 week hitting that challenge than I have a degree in business, man. And to be honest, I've learned more about challenging myself.
Yeah.
It's just about giving yourself a chance. Don't be a keyboard warrior. Give yourself a chance. Just take a leap of faith.
Man, I like that, man. And you couldn't say it. I don't even know if I can even say it much better than that. But man, that's exactly how it is, man. Because a lot of people, like you said, they'll latch onto the money, but the money is cool. The money is just, surface level, man. It's much deeper than that. Because like you said, for most people, 60, 70, 80 hours is the most that they have ever worked. And it seemed like a milestone, then they accomplish it, and it just does something for them. It's like, okay, if I know I could accomplish much more than I could do this consistently. So, that's what the challenge, represents, man. It's represent change, readapt your mindset, creating visions. Now you taking action, you levitate, you winning, you becoming a winner, you developing,
winners,
like winning traits, man. And, that's what it represents over here. We are winners, man. So, I want to thank you once again for coming on.
Yeah, of course, man.
2 racks a week.
Racks a week,
man.
Yeah.
That's a cool story, man.
No, thank you. I'm really happy to be here, man. Share everything with all of the drivers and other people here. That I do want to motivate them because we can relate. It is tough. It is tough out there, but we're making it, so you all can make it as well.
Absolutely, man. You heard them, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, get out there, man. Get it done, man. If you haven't made 2 racks yet, today, the day of this interview, it's a Thursday. So Sunday's coming up. So get your mind right for Sunday, then get out there Monday and grind it. And hopefully, you could be on this channel, share your story, and get an interview, man. But,
yeah.
Until next time. Guitar, piano. Ronnie Speed, over and out. Holla back. 2 racks a week challenge. Peace.
2 racks a week. Ronnie Speed. Yeah, Ronnie Speed. 60 hours.